So good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everyone tuning in. Thank you for joining us for a special celebration of YOM AZMAUT, Israel's 72nd Independence Day by partner organizations in Brussels. My name is Yohan Selby. I'm the European Affairs Officer at Bini Guttmann-EUJS International, and it is my pleasure to take you through our program today. We hope all of you are staying safe and healthy at home, and while we would love to celebrate with you all in person, we're glad to have the opportunity to reach more people on all different time zones. So on behalf of B'nai B'rith International, B'nai B'rith Europe, the World Jewish Congress, the European Jewish Congress, the European Union of Jewish Students, the Coordinating Committee of Jewish Organizations in Belgium, ELNET, and fittingly the mission of Israel to the EU and NATO, we are delighted to mark this occasion with you all. We have a lot of treats in store for you today with a unique performance by Jericho, singer-songwriter Yaniv Hoffman, that you'll be able to join with a cocktail in hand that internationally acclaimed chef Joseph Hadad will teach you how to prepare at home. You will also hear from representatives of the partnering organizations. And first, it is my pleasure to introduce to you His Excellency Ambassador Aharon Leshno-Yaar, the Ambassador of Israel to the EU and NATO. Ambassador Leshno-Yaar has spent nearly 40 years in Israel's diplomatic service, and before taking on his current role, he served as Israel's ambassador to the UN in Geneva. Since coming to Brussels in 2012, he has been not only an apt and dedicated diplomat, but also a great friend to us all. Thank you, Ambassador, for being with us today. You now have the floor.
Thank you, Ilan, dear friends, colleagues, friends of Israel. It gives me great pleasure to congratulate you all on this special day. Yom AZMAUT Sameach. Happy 72nd Independence Day to all of you. This year, we mark Yom AZMAUT under very different circumstances. As a people, we have some experience dealing with different kinds of emergencies. So far, Israel has managed quite well in the fight to stop the pandemic. Thanks to our brave and excellent doctors and nurses, our brilliant scientists, and as a result of decisions taken early enough to mitigate the virus. Let us pray that we will have the wisdom and courage to continue in this path. The extent of Israel's achievements in 72 years of independence is a source of pride and inspiration to all of us. A strong democracy is a pillar of our existence as a state. But not less important is our solidarity with our Jewish sisters and brothers in different continents around the world. This solidarity is guaranteed in times of peace and prosperity, but especially at times of crisis and distress. We also show solidarity with our European neighbors, bilaterally, but also here in Brussels on the EU institutions level. We share as much as we can with the European Commission, with our experience and knowledge. Hundreds of Israeli developers, designers, digital entrepreneurs, and innovative startups participated in EU-sponsored hackathons. Israeli companies and researchers continue to benefit from EU funding for projects related to the fight against COVID-19. Israeli cyber experts are sharing innovation with European colleagues, and more is to come. I wish all of you and your families good health and quick economic recovery. May we all return quickly to our routine. And God willing, next year, on Israel's 73rd anniversary, we shall all meet in Jerusalem. God bless you all. God bless the State of Israel. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador, for your words. I now give the floor to Alina Bricman, my colleague and Director of EU Affairs at B'nai B'rith International. Alina, you have the floor. Sorry, Alina, we're having some technical difficulties. Would you be able to unmute yourself before speaking?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes,
Good.
that's great.
Well, that's great indeed. It's great to be with all of you. Thank you so much for joining us in these new circumstances that we are living under. It's wonderful to celebrate this special day with you all. And it's particularly great to do so alongside all the organizations that have come together for the occasion. 2 years ago, we were partnering almost in the same formula, more or less. At the time, we were able to do so in person. And while we can't be together right now, I am delighted that we are able to recreate that spirit today. Having joined the B'nai B'rith International only a few months ago, I had the opportunity lately to uncover more and more about the organization's history of activism and advocacy, and particularly around the years preceding and immediately following the fateful year, which was 1948. Indeed, it was with a deep belief in the democratic ideals and aspirations of the Jewish people that B'nai B'rith spent the years prior to 1948 advocating for Jewish rights in mandatory Palestine. And on the historic day, which was May 14th, 1948, B'nai B'rith President Frank Goldman urged then US President Harry Truman to recognize the newborn state of Israel. And it was only 2 days later that he was saluting from Madison Square Garden in New York what had become, in his own words, a symbol of healing, of hope, and of equality, not only for Jews, but for the whole world. Personal note, in our day-to-day work, engaging on the topic of Israel often means discussing with policymakers, following parliamentary debates, monitoring events in the Middle East, and the like. But I think on Yom AZMAUT, it's important to take the opportunity and pause from all this rush and really connect in a more personal, passionate, and meaningful way to our Zionism and to our relation to Israel. I think on Yom AZMAUT, this is something that really resonates. The fundamental role that Zionism plays in our Jewish identities, in our understanding of ourselves as belonging to a people with the right to self-determination in a land with which our spirituality and our history is intimately connected. I think this is really a shared experience and one that we are able to share today together. So I think there could be no better tribute to this day than precisely expressing that passion. So happy Yom AZMAUT to everybody and happy birthday to Israel.
Thank you, Alina, for your words. I'd just like to say to everyone, we are now live on Facebook, and due to some technical issues that we are having, if the speakers then can unmute themselves, that would be greatly appreciated. So it's now my great pleasure to give the floor to Maram Stern, the CEO of the World Jewish Congress. Maram, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Let me first say the best wishes to the State of Israel for the 72nd anniversary of the Jewish state. Even in this time, let's not forget that on 1948 there was a big miracle, a miracle meaning the creation of the State of Israel. Let also not forget how Israel went through in all this year, and there's a country which is doing research, good research, amazing research of the viruses which we are facing at this moment. And we are proud of it. We are proud of Israel. We are proud of it, how Israel is dealing with it. And we look forward that Israel will hopefully assist and help all other countries. At the same time, our thoughts and prayers are for the family of more than 200 Israelis who passed away due to these viruses. Today, we must renew the credo, Kol Yisrael Arivim Ze La Ze, And let me say once more, Yom Ha'atzmaut Sameach, happy birthday to the State of Israel. And let's have many more years, many more Yom Ha'atzmauts in person all together. Thank you.
Thank you, Maram. I'm now pleased to give the floor to Raya Kalenova, the Executive Vice President and CEO of the European Jewish Congress. Raya. I'm sorry, it looks like we're having an issue with that. So perhaps now then if we go direct to Chef Hadad. I hope you're all ready to make your cocktails. Chef Joseph Hadad is a culinary game changer and food architect. He brings the flavors of Israel with him to Romania, where he owns and runs multiple acclaimed restaurants. He was born in Jerusalem and went to the cooking school of Haifa. He's cooked for Madonna, Frank Sinatra, and Robert De Niro, and now he is showing us his skill in liquid form. Chef Hadad, over to you.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Belgium. Good evening, Mr. Ambassador in Israel and Belgium. First of all, I want to wish on all of you, thank you very much for invitation. For me is the a little bit emotion like this, but because it's the first time I make it some cocktail or some food online. I'm not barman. I know to cook, but not too much. Some omelette, with onion. I'm joking. Today we'll prepare some nice cocktail. The cocktail is some Mediterranean cocktail. It's not some only water with some alcohol. It's something else. I create this only for today, for birthday of Israel 72 years. It's like this. You have pomegranate, fresh. You have syrup of date. It's very good. It's come from Israel, special, okay? And you have za'atar, fresh. Za'atar is the condiment, is Arabic condiment. I like it very much for the food, also for the cocktail, yes? You have ginger, and you have also, surprise, you have here some vanilla. Vanilla, I like to work with the vanilla from Tahiti. It's very nice. You have the smell. It's very strong, but not put it too much because the tasting is very, 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 very tough. I'm sorry for my English. English is not so good because I'm Romanian 25 years. And for me, in English to make it some I would say and directly is very hard for me. You have here black pepper, and I have a little bit of vodka. It doesn't work with vodka, but not too much vodka, a little bit, okay? And also have here some, I buy a nice small orange, Chinese, Japanese orange, okay? We'll start to make it a cocktail. First of all, you must to make it some, also for president of Belgium. Okay? Okay. You make it fresh, you make it some fresh. I need a lot of because the season of the pomegranate is only is good in September. September. His name Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is our years of Jewish years. Okay. Okay. We'll make it like this. Okay. Now. I don't have shaker, but I try to make it something nice. Okay, we'll put it there. We'll put it inside our juice, fresh. Okay, and you cut it a small ginger without the skin. Okay, you cut it like this. I need only the aroma. You know, the combination of the vanilla and ginger and za'atar is something else. It's something else. Okay, we'll make it the ginger inside. You take the vanilla. You must to take it to cut it in half, you know, and inside you have the small vanilla like this. I need only a little bit. Okay, like this. You see me, a little bit, okay, and you put it on the cocktail, okay, like this. And after you make it, you take it a little bit of the vanilla, put it inside.
Of the IDF orchestra.
And have also the za'atar. Za'atar is give our the good tasting of Mediterranean, you know, little bit, okay. I have the fresh syrup of dates, you know, like this, okay. Put it inside, not too much, about half spoon, okay, half spoon, and you put it water like this. You put it a little bit of vodka. It doesn't matter what vodka, okay? Little bit vodka, like about 2 spoon, 1 spoon and a half, 2 spoon, okay? And now we take it some small orange to cut it. Take it a little bit the juice, you know, the juice of the small orange. Okay. Now the black pepper you put it after. You must to shake it very good. If I have shaker, you know, it's much better. I told you before, I'm not barman. I'm the cook. Okay, I have to shake it. And Mamma mia, which smell you have here? Unbelievable. Okay. Must shake it. I need what happen now? All the ingredient is the combination one another. Okay, the vanilla with the ginger, with the za'atar, with the orange, with everything will be some. I will set like a symphony in our mouth. I'm so happy to be with you, people from Belgium, Mr. Ambassador. Nice to meet you. And really, if you come to visit in Romania, I want to invite you to our restaurant. His name is Joseph by Joseph Hadad and Kaju by Joseph Hadad. One is gourmet restaurant and one is the brasserie restaurant. Okay, we'll put all the cocktail. Without the ingredient, I need only the aroma. Only the aroma, nicely, like this. I put it fixed. Like this, okay. Now, I take it all the time. I like it to mix our cocktail some black pepper. Black pepper gives some flavor, you know, but not too much. A little bit, okay. Some black pepper, crushed pepper, yes. A little bit on the top of our cocktail. Okay, something like this. And our cocktail, it's ready. I will set in our language, L'chaim. And I wish in my country in Israel, happy birthday, 72, Yom AZMAUT Sameach. And I hope and after the Corona will be peace and all over the world. Also the Christian people, also the Muslim people. I want to wish the Muslim people a good Ramadan and L'chaim. Thank you very much.
L'chaim, thank you very much, Chef Hadad. That was great. I'm not sure everyone had the ingredients at hand, but if they didn't, I'm sure they'll go and get them right away as soon as possible. And now I have the pleasure to introduce to you Bini Guttmann, the President of the European Union of Jewish Students. Bini, you have the floor.
Thanks a lot. Dear friends, thanks a lot for joining together virtually in these challenging times. And thanks a lot to Bnei Brit for bringing us together. The way that Israel memorializes the most important days in its calendar is special. Before plunging into the celebrations of Israel's founding, the country takes a moment to commemorate those who are no longer with us on Yom HaZikaron. This year, I thought about my grandfather's brother, David Guttmann. Born in a shtetl in Romania, he survived Auschwitz together with my father's father before making Aliyah in 1948. After arriving in Israel, he enlisted in the IDF and fell in December 1948 in the War of Independence. So for me, as a European Jew, Israel was always a special place, a place where you're always part of the community. It is clear, in order for us in the diaspora to thrive, we need Israel. But Israel also needs the diaspora, because Israel is more than just another country, but rather aims to be the nation state of all Jewish people. Our opinions matter, because we are the future, and in many cases the present, of the European diaspora. My great uncle, David Guttmann, was, like so many others, a Zionist hero. What united all of them, from Herzl to Ben Gurion, from Sirkin to Meir, was how much they valued debate. But this very debate is missing in Europe right now. In Europe, we tend to define our Zionism as opposition to anti-Semitism, as opposition to the Shoah, as opposition to not being entirely accepted in Europe's civil society. And all of these causes are important. Israel is the most important answer to the horrors of the Shoah. Israel is very often vilified in anti-Semitic ways. But that should not be the only reason why we believe in the right of the Jewish people to self-determination in our historic homeland. And neither should it be our only discourse on Zionism. Recently, a survey done by the Fundamental Rights Agency of the European Union and the European Commission, together with EUJS, showed that for 74% of young European Jews, supporting Israel is part of their Jewish identity. So young Jews want to shape this debate and want to redefine how diaspora Zionism looks like in the 21st century. And in many cases, they are already doing it in their communities. That's the reason that EUJS is launching its Fyodor and I project, giving young European Jews a platform to talk about Zionism and Israel's future. So let's make sure we today celebrate the only place that enables Jews around the world to be masters of their own fate. And let's remember Israel's founding ideals that made it a light unto the nations: freedom, justice, and equality for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bini. And now allow me to introduce the President of the Coordinating Committee of Jewish Organizations in Belgium, Yohan Benizri.
Hello, everyone. I thought I should share a few words in French, but I'm afraid that some of you may not follow everything, especially in these times where we can actually talk to so many people at the same time, where everybody is self-isolating. So I'm going to give you a couple of remarks. I just want to share a feeling, really. After weeks of self-isolation, many of us feel a bit tired, a bit overwhelmed by information, and sometimes prone to anxiety and worries. But despite all that, we get some meaningful moments. And this is one of those. When we have those airy moments, moments of remembrance or moments of joy, such as this one, we realize that far from daily worries, we can acknowledge that in this strange period, many of us probably bear witness to more good, more concern for one's neighbors, more solidarity than we've ever seen. And personally, I've heard way less complaints than usual, despite the circumstances. At the end of the day, our people, the Jewish people, is a people of collective remembrance, but also a people of hope. On this day of Yom HaAtzmaut, we can illustrate this point easily by referring to Israeli music, and I'm very happy to be speaking just before the performance of our artist. I think of a couple of songs in particular. Yeh Tov by David Broza, Everything is Going to Be Alright. Hakol Over by Idan Reichel, This Too Shall Pass. Ani Ve'ata by Arik Einstein, You and I Will Change the World. But of course, I think of the Tikva, the one song that gives us all goosebumps. You know what? Men cannot always conquest destiny, but our people can voluntarily become an ally of destiny and imagine a better world. And even when we feel overwhelmed, we can still act. Israel illustrated this beautifully. Despite wars, uncertainty, and so on, the state of Israel dreams like Yosef and acts like Abraham. May we all, as a people, become full of hope and decided to act. Let us celebrate today, and we will act to have better tomorrows. Am Yisrael Chai. Happy 72.
Thank you, Yohan. Now, using the stage name Jericho, Yaniv Hoffman is a vocalist and guitarist who, as you'll soon hear, performs an intimate, emotionally direct, autobiographical folk rock that incorporates elements of soul, hip-hop, and electronic dance music. During the lockdown, he has performed for audiences around the world, and he joins us today from New York. We've asked Yaniv to share with us a little bit about the journey that informs his music, and it's my pleasure to give you the floor now, Yaniv.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for having me here. It's really an honor, and it's so cool to be connected to people across the world on this such a special day. So thank you so much. In thinking about what songs to play today, I wanted to connect them to Israel, not just in a classic way, but in a more personal way. And so we're gonna play some songs together today, and we'll talk a little bit. But we'll get started with a song that has become an anthem all around the world for Jews and Israelis and supporters of the cause. It's One Day by Matthijs. Feel free to sing along in the comfort of your homes. Dance around if you'd like, but we'll have some fun. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars and our children will play. One day, one day, one day. Oh, one day, one day, one day. It's not about win or lose, 'cause we all lose when they feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood drenched baby, keep on moving on, the water stay raging. In this mess we can lose our way, our way. It might drive you crazy, but don't let it phase you, no way, no way. Well, sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to see that we don't wanna fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, oh, one day, one day, one day. One day we'll all be free and proud to be under the same song, singing songs of freedom like why-yo, why-yo, oh, 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 singing it why-yo, why-yo, oh, oh, oh. All my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't wanna fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, oh, one day, one day, one day.
So this is a song that I felt connected to for many years. Just a little bit about my own story. I grew up in Maryland, and I studied at NYU. And in the middle of my service at NYU, I decided to NYU New York University. I decided to leave America and go serve in the IDF. So I had the honor of being a commander in the Givati Brigade, and along with some of the other songs I'm playing today, are songs that came along with me during this journey, that brought me to where I am today, living in Brooklyn. I just got married recently and adopted 3 children of my wife's from before. Yeah, now we're here celebrating Israel in our homes. So it's cool that I get to come all the way to Europe while staying in my living room. So this song is a song that I wrote. Can someone just give me a thumbs up just to make sure the audio is sounding good? Here in the chat. Okay. So this is a song I wrote. This is a song I wrote a few weeks ago while in the middle of this. You know, we're all kind of going through the same thing here, and you know, in our homes, and you know, all put on the same page in a really powerful way. And it's a shame that it has to be in a way when so many people have to suffer. But I think that there's a lot to take out of this time, and if we use it properly, you know, we can learn about ourselves, and we can learn a lot about our neighbors and our communities and our families. And it's a chance for us to dig deeper at a time, and you know, take advantage of the time that we have right now as much as possible, doing things like this, gathering from across the world to connect over things that we care about. So this song I wrote is called "These Days." It's really about the question of, you know, how are we going to use this time to the best of our abilities.
Say goodbye to what you know. We're all sitting here at home, thinking about the times that we would sit together. All the things we thought would count, they have no meaning to us now. All we got is who we have inside our homes. But tell me, when this is done and we go back to life, will we remember these days forever? Will we go back to our ways? Oh, will we remember these days forever? Will we go back to our ways? Oh, 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 oh. So let's try our best to keep a smile. I know it's been a little while, but when we return, we'll sing this song together. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you, Yaniv. That was beautiful. We hope everyone's enjoying the music. And this was just a taster. We're going to take a little break from Yaniv and Jericho and hear from our final three speakers who are thrilled to join us today. I'm now pleased to give the floor to Raya Kalenova, the Executive Vice President and CEO of the European Jewish Congress. Raya, the floor is yours.
I hope that you hear me. Do you hear me? Hello? Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So, my dear friends, I'm so happy to see your faces. As happy as I can be, you know, it's so nice to spend some time together in Hag Sameach. And as Alina already mentioned, 2 years ago, we were in an unprecedented initiative together. Major international Jewish organizations and Friends of Israel decided to join efforts to demonstrate their solidarity with the Jewish state and to shed light on its astonishing achievements. This celebration was an excellent illustration of the fact that Israel has plenty of friends in Europe. Members of the European Parliament across all political spectrums, as well as numerous ambassadors, diplomats, distinguished officials of the European institutions and professionals based in Brussels, have honored us with their presence and celebrated the 70th anniversary of Israel together with us. Today, we mark 72 years since the joyous and meaningful moment when the hope of a safe Jewish homeland was finally realized. A moment that not only carries importance for people in Israel, but also for Jewish communities all over the world. A moment that is retold from generation to generation. In 72 years, the Jewish state has made Brussels bloom, created the most remarkable hub of technological innovation, produced incredible medical advances, which have saved countless lives for the benefit of all. We are really proud and grateful to the people of Israel, and they are all in our Jewish hearts. We wanted to share this pride with the whole world, and that is why, on the initiative of Moshe, our president, we brought to Jerusalem 50 heads of states, royalties, heads of European institutions for the 5th World Holocaust Forum last January. The story of Israel is a miracle in the face of the impossible. Today, Israel is facing unprecedented health challenges to fight the pandemic, and it shows to the whole world, as Ronnie said, it showed how advanced and well organized the country is. Tonight, we are wishing all Israelis and its neighbors not only to win this battle in the health, but also prosperity and peace. I wish the same to our Jewish communities here in Europe, those across oceans and continents, and to our dear friends in Israel who know of loved ones who have been so terribly affected by this virus, those who have lost friends and relatives, and those who are still fighting pain and suffering. May those who have lost be comforted. May those suffering have a refresh. We are together with you all, like always. We get through this together. And last but not least, I would like to thank the Brit International for this initiative and to greet my friends, of course, Yohan, Benizri, the president of the coordinating committee of the Belgian Jewish Organization, Maram Stern from WGC, the European Jewish students, and all other organizations and friends present here today, tonight with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Raya, for your remarks. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Ms. Valerie Achache, Secretary General of Brit Europe.
Good evening, Erev Tov, everyone. Few words. First of all, I would like to thank Alina Bricman for organizing this lovely event and for bringing us all together. Thank you, Alina. The President Serge Dahan, who is currently in a meeting with the CRIF, the Jewish organizations, the French organization Umbrella, apologizes for not being able to join us this evening. He asked me to convey his Chag Sameach wishes to all of you. Today is a special day because it's a day of the representing our tenacity as a people. As Aline said, Nebrit's commitment to Israel began in the late 19th century, and we can be proud and to see today that this commitment through all ages is as strong as ever. Nebrit Europe congratulates Israel and its representatives, especially in the context of COVID-19, for organizing such efficient protection for its citizens, our people, and organizing such a wonderful and creative evening. We can say that Israel is a model for the nations. Ham Israel Chai. Ilan?
Yes, thank you, Valerie. And now it's my pleasure to give the floor to Matthijs Schussler, the Executive Director of the EU and NATO branch of ELNET, the European Leadership Network. Matthijs, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ilan. And Tov lekulam v'yom ha'atzmaut sameach. I will be short because I don't want to be too long in between talking and the beautiful music that we just heard. But just a couple of words from me. I hope you're all safe and healthy at home in these difficult times. And thank you, Bnei Brit, for organizing this great initiative. When I was a teenager, I had the opportunity to celebrate Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut a couple of times in Israel. And the last time I was in the amphitheater of Lochamei HaGetaot on the evening of Yom HaAtzmaut, where we joined together with a lot of people from school and a lot of army officials and other representatives of government. And it was always, for me as a young boy, a very impressive and also moving experience. Today I'm here talking to you as the director of ELNET, and you are joined by our office from Brussels, of course, but also Berlin, Warsaw, Paris, and our office in Tel Aviv, who are still working every day after 72 years to bring together Europeans and Israelis, policymakers, politicians, influencers, based on common values, but also to show the Europeans the amazing things that are happening in Israel, and to build bridges between Europeans and Israelis, but also to show the Europeans the difficulties that Israelis are still facing today, and the challenges that they face. So this is, I think, a beautiful occasion to celebrate the state of Israel and its existence, and really wish you all a very good day, Yom Sameach, Chag Sameach, and a bright future for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthijs. And thank you to all of our representatives of the various partner organizations of this initiative. It does mean a lot to hear from you and your beautiful words. And now we hope you're ready to return to the music. And as I pass the floor back to Jericho, I would just like to say, perhaps, Yaniv, if you can tell people how we can find your music, perhaps on Spotify or YouTube, because I know I would certainly be interested. So thank you very much. Over to you.
Hey, just checking the bit. Can you hear me? Can you hear me there? Is that good?
We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, you can find the music. Thank you for mentioning that. You can find the music wherever music is found. Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Jericho, Jeyko. Thank you for that. So this next song I'm going to play is one, as was mentioned before, something that's special that happens in Israel is the transfer from Yom HaZikaron, which is remembering the fallen soldiers, to Independence Day. So this song is one that is often sung in remembering the fallen soldiers, which is an evening that goes hand in hand with Yom HaAtzmaut, with Independence Day. And it's a very powerful song. It's called Shir LaMa'alot. It's in Hebrew. It is based on a chapter in Psalms, and it is about our eyes looking towards the mountains and having hope for a brighter future. Hope you enjoy. If you know the song, please sing along.
Shir LaMa'alot, Esai Na'arim, Ve'ayin Yavo Ezri, Ezri Me'im Hashem, Ose Shamayim Va'aretz, Al Yiten Lamot Raglecha, Al Yanum Shomecha, Hine Layanum, Ve'lo Yishan Shomei Yisrael, Hashem Shomecha, Hashem Tzidcha, Al Yaminecha, Yomam HaShemesh Lo Yakeka Yareach Balayla, Hashem Yishmocha Mikol Ra, Yishmor Et Nafshecha, Hashem Yishmor Tzidcha Uvoecha, Ma'ata Ve'ad Olam, Ma'ata Ve'ad Olam.
So another song in thinking about the times we're going through in connection with the pride that we feel and the hope that we feel. Something that comes to mind is how much we really have to rely on each other, rely on our partners in this, whether they're individuals or whether they're countries and governments, or simply the people who live next door. And we really have to come together and lend each other helping hands to make sure that we can get through this together. So also in memory of Bill Withers, who passed away just a few weeks ago during this time, sing a song that I think a lot of people here know. And again, please feel free to sing along.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you don't let show. So just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll say hello. If you just call me, lean on me. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, again, during these times, crazy times, it really is all about leaning on each other and looking to the people that we trust and we love to help us get through this. So I'm sending strength to everybody here who might be struggling, whether it's emotionally, financially, with your health. So God should bless you and your family. Everybody here should be blessed with only good things moving forward. I'm going to play one last song for you guys here. Again, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for being to this, to the ambassador, to Bnei Brit, to everybody. Really, thank you so much. And this last song is a song I wrote when I was in the IDF, when I was a commander, and it's about that experience when I was given the responsibility over other people's lives, and to accomplish a mission that was much greater than ourselves, something that people have done for years and years before us, that we have to be grateful to. And it's really just touching on the soldiers of the IDF that really we rely on for our existence, are really just young people, young boys and girls that are giving up some of their most precious years to make sure that we can do what we do. So I'll end with this. At the end of this, there's a nigun that I wrote, a wordless melody that you can catch on to and feel free to sing along with as well. It's called All We've Got.
I run through the night, surrounded by fire under the moonlight. The boys in the field, their world is so real. Wish I could let them run free. Fear in their eyes may come as a surprise, 'cause they're not alone. They just can't see that you're right in front of me, and my eyes are closed. My eyes are closed. My eyes are closed. 'Cause they're all we got to keep us alive. So I won't fall too far. And if I do, I won't let go. I made a promise to his mother, 'cause she lost her brother, that he would come back home. The sad in her eyes reminds me of the lies I say to keep them strong. But it's not my call to say who's to fall, but it won't be one of mine. And when we hit the clouds, we start to walk. We don't walk alone. We don't walk alone. We don't walk alone. 'Cause they're all we've got to keep us alive. So I won't fall too far. If I do, I won't let it go. Ay, di-di-da, bum, 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 bum. Di-di-da-da-da-da. Ay, di-di-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Is it all we got to keep us alive? So I won't fall too far. If I do, I won't let go. If I do, I won't let go. If I do, I won't let go.
Thank you guys so much again, Jericho, Jericho. Thank you for having me. I want to say thank you also to my grandmother who's in Israel, who emigrated from India. She's on this with us right now. And thank you so much to everybody, and hope to see you guys on tour in your countries as well, in live, in person.
Thank you so much, Yaniv, for your beautiful, beautiful music. It was really touching, and I thought that your choice of songs was particularly meaningful. I think that Lean on Me is exactly the message to resonate most in such a difficult time, and I hope that the opportunity to bring us together offered to everyone watching the sense that we are together, we are connected regardless of the current circumstances. On behalf of B'nai B'rith International, I'm really grateful to all our amazing partners on this event, the World Jewish Congress, the European Jewish Congress, the European Union of Jewish Students, the CCOJB, B'nai B'rith Europe, and ELNET, and of course the Israeli mission to the EU and NATO. We were really grateful to be able to do this together with you. I think it's very important to have these moments of unity around such a special day as Yom AZMAUT. I would also like to extend a really, really big special thank you to all the technical support, and a special, even more special thank you to my colleague Ilan Selby, without whom literally this event wouldn't have been possible. That said, I hope everyone enjoyed the cocktails with Chef Hadad. Everyone enjoyed the beautiful music, and we wish you all a very, very happy Israel's 72nd birthday anniversary. Thank you.